Hello Flosstube, this is Nicole Buckeye Stitcher. Welcome to my channel. It's the middle of November 2019 and I'm here for an overdue update. I never made a video in October. I was pretty busy doing some traveling and we had some decent weather, so had some outside projects going on that kind of kept me from stitching and making a video. And when it came time to make a video, either I had bad weather and it was super cloudy like it is today, but I powered through, or I just didn't have the energy to drag everything out. And so I'm a little overwhelmed with the things I have piled up next to me to show you, but if I don't start and get it over with, it'll be months before I ever do another video. And at that point, it almost might not be worth showing you anything, right? So let's get started. Let's recap October. October was very busy. I went to Elena for the Midwest Cross Stitchers Retreat. I'm just going to touch on that briefly because I know there have been a lot of videos that talked about all the things that we received, but it was a great retreat. It was a great location to have a retreat. The facility was very nice. The accommodations, although there were multiple accommodations, all seemed very nice. Lots of shopping and other entertaining things to do besides stitching, although that was the primary reason for going. I worked on 2 projects while I was there, and I've got those to show you. I don't remember how much progress I had at each point, so I'm just going to show you where I am because I've worked on this multiple times, both projects multiple times. So the first one is Frightfully Fun. This is by the Trilogy. And this is where I am. I worked on that in Elena, and also my trip later on in the month of October to San Francisco. I only took that project. My other project that I've been working on is an Alessandra Adelaide pattern called Wishes. The pattern does not include these decorative corners, just the ball. I am stitching this for my sister for Christmas, and I do not think I'm going to make the deadline. This is my progress. Again, I stitched on this in Elena, and I've been stitching on it since I've been back. The red is DMC 816. The gold in the middle is 1 strand of DMC 680 and a strand of Petite Treasure Braid, which I am out of and need to get some more. I don't know if you can see the sparkle. I'm stitching this on 32 count platinum, and it's okay. It's not one of my favorite neutrals. I'm the queen of neutral, but I don't love this one. I don't mind it, but I'm not keeping it, so it doesn't matter. One thing that was kind of funny the other day, I was kind of dragging my feet about stitching on this. Not that it's becoming a chore. I think I'm just a little frustrated as to how slowly it's going and how much time I have not had to work on it. But my sister sent me a text the other day, and it was a picture of the Alessandra Adelaide pumpkin Zucca that I stitched for her a few Christmases ago. Her text said, "This has been out on display for a while, but every time I walk past it, I remember how much I love it." So I was like, okay, get the Christmas ornament out and start stitching on it because I know she's gonna love it. So I have never shown a picture of Zucca that I remember because I have not had it in my possession since I started making videos, but I'll insert the picture that she texted me here. So she had that framed when she lived in Northern Virginia at In Stitches, and it's on display in her house through the fall season now, and she's back in Ohio now. This pattern I am stitching on whatever fabric it came with. It came as a kit, and it included, I think it's 32 count, natural Belfast linen, and I like natural Belfast linen. Okay. So that is what I have been working on. Oh shoot, I did forget something. I have a finish. I'll go get it. I can guarantee you that I'm going to forget things and that this is not going to be organized. But I'm here and I'm making the video. I had 2 finishes last month. One of them I'll pause the video and go get it. The other one I forgot to take any close-up video or photos of before I took them and gifted them out. But I stitched a litter of kittens. I showed it in my last video. I had one of them finished, but it wasn't fully finished yet. It was the black cat, that Pununchka. I'll put it right here. On Etsy, that's her name on Etsy. She's got lots of patterns there, but the cat that I stitched was a freebie that she gave away on her Instagram. I'll insert a picture of the finishes here. So those were finished by Jan at Keepsakes. She finished that litter of kittens for me, and I took them to Amanda and gave them to their new homes. So I don't have a close-up picture to show you, but that was a finish. And now I'm going to pause the video and run upstairs and get my other. Okay, my other finish was this Mill Hill kit. This is the Celtic Santa. This is for my brother-in-law for Christmas. We all went to Ireland earlier this year, so I stitched this for him. I'm not thrilled with the finish. You know, my lamentations. Is that a word? I'm not a fan of the perforated paper. I wish I had stitched him on fabric. I use the adhesive felt that is sold at Joann's. I was very disappointed in it. I thought it was going to make this a much easier finish, but if you look at the detail, I can't trim the felt close enough because it's sticky. It might be easier if I used an X-Acto knife, but I don't trust myself not to slice a finger off. I think it's cute. I'm just not thrilled with how the finishing looks. If you don't look at it in detail, which most guys are not going to look at it in detail, it's okay, but it's not my favorite. Okay, so those are my finishes. 2 finishes, well, 4 finishes if you count every single kitty in the litter. The Santa. Okay, let's talk about stuff I got. So I went to Amanda, and I'm sure many of you have seen in other videos, this was the gift that we got from Brenda Gervais. She was the guest designer. This little box is filled with goodness. There's some patterns in here. There's some other little finishing things. I sort of fully finished the project. So this was our little project that we did then. It's super cute. I learned from this project that I don't want to finish anything ever. So Kathleen from Kathleen's Trodden Trail actually finished this for me because I was too frustrated to keep going. Honestly, I just felt like I was getting antsy because I was wasting time and I wanted to stitch. So it's very cute. It was very easy to do. I have no plans to do it again in the future. So there's just a bunch of stuff in here. I'm not going to go through all of it because I'm sure you've seen it before. And yeah, none of the stuff that I bought is in here. That's all the stuff that we received as gifts. Okay, I did buy some things. This was a kit that was exclusive to the retreat, Jack Frost. So it's a little ornament that you stitch. One of these little plastic ornaments, dome ornaments. So you stitch them and put the kit together and he looks like a little snow globe. So that's cute. Probably not going to be done for Christmas this year. What else did I buy? Oh, this was another freebie that we received. Souvenirs of the Heart, Autumn in Amana, which I think now is for sale to everybody. And this isn't normally my style, but I do really like a red house, and the squirrels at the top are really cute. So I am planning on stitching this. I do think this is stitched on, yeah, it's 28 count Lugana over 1. It's probably not going to happen. Okay. I bought Candy Cane Lane. The kit, no, not the kit, just the, it didn't have the fabric, it just has the threads because the fabric was also a 40 count and I just don't enjoy 40 count. I did buy a piece of XJU fabric, which I just remembered I also left upstairs. This, I did not buy the full kit, I just bought the pattern and the floss because I don't plan on using the 40 count. So that's cute. I bought the next one in the holiday hoopla. Again, I bought the kit. I don't know how I feel about the hoop. I think it would be cute in like a little tart pan, but I did buy the whole kit. So there he is. He's super cute. I might do some of the others. I have some of the others, but not as kits. I might do the others in the little tart pans. I bought this, which I never ever would have bought if I hadn't seen it stitched up, and it was stitched on, this one's stitched on 40 count, but I'm going to stitch mine on 36 count. On 40 count, it was super teeny tiny and delicate, and I don't think 36 count is going to be that much different. but it's really cute when it's stitched up. This is Basketful of Autumn Time. And that little silly cat and the bats are what sucked me in. And because it was teeny tiny. All right, and then I won a giveaway, which was this fabulous Prim finishing kit. And as I mentioned earlier, I learned that I don't ever want to finish anything ever again. But I am planning on using some of these things that I finish, just giving them to our finisher, Jan at Keepsakes, and having her include them in the projects as they come. Also, this little teeny tiny gold pair of scissors was included. So, that was fun. Okay, I received some gifts in Amana from some friends. Not going to go over everything, but there were a few things that stood out that I wanted to show you. Kathleen from Kathleen's Trodden Trail gave me this little So Much to Love bag. It's my first So Much to Love bag, and she tucked lots of little goodies in here, but the one thing I wanted to show was this teeny tiny strawberry that she made. She said she was supposed to bring it for me at StitchCon, but she forgot. It's got my initials on it. I don't know if I noticed that. NS. Cute. So that was one thing of goodness in that little bag. And then Jen from Jen's Stitching Niche made all of us in our little group project bags. And when I opened it, she told me that I had to just, actually I don't remember exactly what she said, but she referenced the fact that I was like, no more project bags. I'm not buying project bags. Oh, I think she said something like, you can have one more, Nicole, it's fine. But, so there's many reasons why I love this. One is that it's got the vinyl front. Mostly, it's filled with hedgehogs, and then there's cute little woodland creatures in the back. But I love that she made it vinyl because everybody else's were just the regular, no vinyl in the front, but Jen remembered that I liked the vinyl, so she made mine special and different from everybody. So thank you, Jen. She included some wonderful goodies in there as well. What else? This is from Pam. Stitching Between the Lines made these for us. They're really cool. You could use it as a keychain or a scissor fob, but each layer has something on it. So the first layer says Midwest Cross Stitchers. Stitching Between the Lines is on the second ring, and then the third little charm says Amana, Iowa 2019. So that's a super cool souvenir. I don't know if you can see it, but she got that from this seller. I'll put the information below too in case you can't read that. My screen looks super fuzzy today because it's so cloudy out, but I don't know if that's really going to be that fuzzy when I publish this. But SilverLiningsTamping in Oak Island, North Carolina. So I'll put their Etsy stuff information below. Okay, so thank you to everybody who gifted me with things while I was in Amana. I don't mean to leave anybody out, but 6 weeks out, I don't think anybody wants to see all the stuff I received, right? Right. This was the bag that Michelle made for everybody. She sewed all of these and filled them with wonderfulness. So that was very sweet. Okay. Now I'm going to pull this back or I'm going to forget where everything goes and it needs to go away. I mean, not away. It needs to be put away. Okay. So I had to save the stitch. I took a little time to just kind of clear my head and do some stuff on my own. And I walked down the little shopping street in Amana, and on the way back, I stopped in an antique shop, mostly because the sign said they had handmade soap, which I ended up not buying any of. There's Gray Baby. He can't help but get his face involved in stuff. And I found all kinds of wonderful things. Hi, I'm doing this. But I saved a stitch, which was not something I was planning on doing and not something I typically do. But for $7, I couldn't pass this up because I will hang this on my tree for sure. Blue's not my favorite color for Christmas. But I think this is super sweet and it's well done. There's little beads on there, so I will hang that on my tree for sure. So I feel like when I'm in an antique store, I'm always on the fence of this old stuff is really cool and sometimes it's nostalgic for my childhood, and the other side is just a bunch of somebody's junk. So I always have mixed feelings when I go into an antique store. So that's why I'm not usually a Save the Stitcher, because it's just not my thing. Okay, so that's all the stuff that I got in Amana. After Amana, I was home for 2 weeks, and then I flew to San Francisco for a feline medicine conference for 4 days. It was a pretty good conference. It wasn't my favorite, but I was worth the money and the time. So anyway, so that's done. While I was out there, I met up with Abby, Top Knot Stitcher. We went to dinner at a fabulous Italian restaurant one night, and earlier in that day, I walked myself from my hotel to Elena B's bakery and got to meet her. It was a busy day for her. Someone had gone home sick and she stayed to work, so I didn't get a lot of time to sit and talk with her, which was totally fine because she's a working girl and she's got a business to run. But she made sure I left with lots of goodies that lasted me through the weekend, so it was fun to meet up with her. Here's a picture of the bakery. I'm not good at remembering to take pictures, so I didn't get a picture of us in front of the sign. She did. It's on her Instagram page. And I didn't take any pictures of me and Abby, so you're just going to have to take my word for it. I do have proof that I met Abby. Well, I guess you could say it doesn't mean that she gave me this, but Abby did gift me some needle minders and a pair of scissors. Here is the pair of scissors. And I obviously don't have any cookies because I ate them all before I came back to Ohio. So here's the pair of scissors. I don't know if you can tell that that is a cat. See it? Cute. And then she gifted me with a cardinal, because yeah, and then a moon, because Abby loves the moon. And I think that's a very cool needle minder as well. You can find her at Top Knot Stitcher. She's on Etsy. She's got needle minders, and I think she's got a couple patterns, at least one pattern that she just recently showed. So that was fun. I'll also insert some pictures. I didn't take very many of San Francisco. It wasn't the first time I had been there. I didn't do a bunch of touristy stuff. I mostly just ate good food. Okay. I think that's everything from my traveling. Yeah. So one thing that I got when I was in Amana, but not from Amana, a few months ago, I won a giveaway from Ann Thompson. Her that's the name of her Flosstube channel, but she is the owner of Sherperd's Needle, the Craftin Stitch store in Little Rock, Arkansas. And I met her last year when I met up with Marlene and Jen and Kathleen. Sorry for all the crinkling, but I can't leave this out because I do not want it to be damaged. Anyways, I met Ann last year. She started making videos a few months ago, so check her out. But she did a giveaway for this fabulous piece. This is by Lone Elm Lane. And rather than have her ship this to me, because this was not an inexpensive giveaway, I just asked Marlene if she could pick it up the next time she was at the shop and just bring it to me, because Marlene drove to Amana. So it's by Lone Elm Lane, and I believe it's supposed to sit like on an armchair. But anyways, you just clamp it over, but there's a little drawer, and then your stitching goes in the top, finishes in the top. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to use this, because I don't have a chair that I want this to be on that I trust won't be damaged by a cat. But I really love the color of the wood and this little tiny drawer, so for sure I'm going to do something with that. So that did not come directly from Amana, but Marlene brought it to me while we were in Amana. I also purchased this from Sherperd's Needle. It's a metal stand. It's got a pattern on it, that's why I'm not taking it down. And then this holds the stand. And she sells these in a ton of different colors, so it sits like this and it holds your pattern. Comes with a whole box of the big magnets, but you could also use your needle minders. I think I paid $30 for this. I can't remember. But she's got tons of colors. It's bigger than the one that you could buy at Joann's or Michael's if they sell it anymore. So it's super handy. I've been sitting at the kitchen table to stitch my sister's Christmas pattern because When I sit in my stitching chair, I inevitably end up with a kitten, and so no stitching happens. And that piece is so big that I'm not getting a whole lot done in that chair because I don't have a lot of room. It's not really in a room or a chair that's set up to like spread out. So I've been sitting at the kitchen table lately to stitch, and that's come in very handy to have that. Gray Baby is eating the bubble wrap of that little wooden armchair thing. Stop it, Gray Baby. Okay, so when I went to Keepsakes to pick up my litter of kittens, I purchased I guess I'm doing purchases, and then I still have some gifts to do. Did I say earlier that I could guarantee this was going to be disorganized and I would forget things? Yeah. I purchased this. There is one ornament in here. I think it's this bird. I think it's that bird right there. Is by Pununchka, who did the cats. And I like this little bird too. And I think that is by the Little Stitcher. She's an Italian designer. And I may have those backwards. I kind of meant to look through here and do this beforehand, but as I said, disorganized. I just haven't had time, people. It's all I can do to do this video. Of course, it's not in any of these sections that I went to. Okay, number 7 is Pununchka. Yeah. Oh, no, I had it backwards. So this one is by the Russian designer that I'm obsessed with recently. And then the other little bird is by the Little Stitcher. Out of practice. There. So that's cute. And then, do you remember this summer when I went up with Angie in Indianapolis and we went to the quilt store and I bought fabric because I wasn't going to quilt with it? I was going to have Jan make me a project bag, and she did. So this one doesn't count because I bought the fabric for this way before I said no more project bags. Are you freaking dying? Look how cute those little kitties are. Yeah, so Jan made that bag, and I also purchased this because if you like these stitching birds or you like Heart and Hand, I feel like every stitcher should have this one. And it comes with the button. Mine's green. Kind of wish it was red. Well, I guess one of these is red. Okay, should I keep going with purchases? Because I can see the purchases on the other side of the table, but I'm going to have to get up to get them. Let me put some of this stuff away. It's going to take forever to put this all away. Okay, let me keep going with purchases, and I just saw some more things that I got in the mail, so we'll go back to things I received in a minute. So earlier in the month, my sister and I were on the phone, and she said, I saw a cross stitch on Instagram that I love, but I can't decide if I think you should stitch it for me or if I think you should stitch it for you. And the first thing I said was, why are you getting cross stitch patterns on your Instagram feed? Because I know you're not looking at cross stitch. And she couldn't remember the reason why. But anyways, if your sister says she wants you to cross stitch or something, you do it. The funny thing is that she said, I was going to order it myself, but then I saw the seller was in South Africa and I didn't want to deal with that. And then she said, oh, but it's a PDF. And I was like, yeah, they're all PDFs. So this is from, I think this is the one that's from South Africa. Home Sewn Stitches on Etsy. Are you kidding? Oh, look at it. And my sister's not really cutesy, so I thought it was funny that she wanted this. So, of course, I'm going to stitch this for her, although I think it's quite big. Oh, I didn't bring the whole pattern down. I think it's quite big. So, anyways, she said, I don't know if I want you to stitch it for you or you to stitch it for me, so she's getting it. And then the Little Stitcher, who I mentioned before, she's on Etsy as well, although I do think that a lot of shops sell her patterns in their store. She had a sale, I think Halloween weekend, and had some new patterns, so I bought this. Halloween Guardians, yes, of course, for that cat. But then I also saw this one, and for some reason I thought my sister would like that one, although I did just say she's not really cutesy. But I sent her a picture of it, and she said, yes, please. So, of course, I bought that one. And then later that night, she said, and also this. And when I saw it, I laughed because I was like, oh, I know her. I'm, of course, going to get the pattern. It's this. So it's Luminous Fiber Arts, A Raven's Reply. And so, of course, if she wants this one, then of course I'm going to get it because I'm going to support Misty. She's not getting any of these this year, obviously. These may be for next year, or we'll see. But while I was on Misty's shop, I also bought a R&R Reproductions 32 count 18th century Blackbird. Is this not fabulous? It's a super dark gray, but I love this. I cannot wait to use this, and I love R&R fabric. This is a little bit softer than usual. Their fabrics are usually a bit more stiff, but I love this color. So I feel like something Halloween has to go on this, but I don't know. I love it. Okay, what else did I buy? Oh, I think it's on my kitchen counter. I really want to apologize for this video, but I'm not going to. And if you could see the mess that's in front of me, you'd really want me to apologize for that. Okay, let me get this stuff out of the way. Oh, when I was in San Francisco, there was a retreat that Primitive Hair did in Cape May, Massachusetts. Nope, I don't know where Cape May is. I can't remember. Anyways, she showed this. This was a pattern. I don't know if they received it or if it was just released there. Are you kidding me with that red cardinal? Look at him. So this is a drum, Winter Wonderland drum. And I was like, yeah, I need that. So that came with the pattern and the fabric to stitch it on, the finishing fabric, and the floss. She even included this little thing for finishing, which will be great for me to pass on to whoever finishes this for me, because it won't be me. Okay, I'm going to stand up and get the other pattern that I bought. Okay. So I found another Russian designer. That seems to be, the Eastern European designers seem to be my new favorite. Actually, no, she is not Russian. She is from Moldova. Close. Valentina. I'll put it here because I can't remember right now and it's not on this pattern. She has a shop on Etsy. She has some cute stuff, but I loved this. This is, I don't know if this is how big it really is in real life because it looks a whole lot smaller on the picture on her Etsy site, because this is centered in a larger piece of fabric, it looks like. I thought this was so stinking cute. It's full coverage, but it's just, this is full coverage. Like, this is not stitched. And holding it back and looking at it, it looks like there's tons of colors. What am I doing? I just was going to point at the screen. It looks like there's tons of colors here. But when I look at it close, because this is a pixelated version of the photo, there don't appear to be that many colors in that. But holding it back here, I don't know. I was going to have this be my January start because even though it's full coverage, it looks like there's like 6 colors in it. I don't know. So I will link her below, and I put her name earlier. Hopefully. There's going to be a lot of editing in this one. Okay. Let's see. I did purchase 2 bags. They are not for me, but I wanted to show them just to showcase these guys. So DotDotGooseDesigns, she's on Instagram. She makes Flosstube bags. Had this fabulous bag, and so I bought it. I don't know if she has any more of this fabric left because I did buy this like 6 or 7 weeks ago and had every intention of showing it on my October video that never existed, but I think this is fabulous and I love the red, and if I didn't have a million bags, I would keep it for myself. The next one I would keep for myself is from KraftinKris. She's in Canada. So she's got her Christmas stuff out now, so there's a little checkered plaid, but look how cute the ornaments are. And I ordered a couple bags from her to gift with the kitties, and she included a needle minder. So I don't know if she's going to be selling needle minders or if that's just something she's including. Here's her card, and her information will be down below with DotDotGoose's information. Can you see it? KraftinKrisKreations. I'll put it below. So that doesn't count as bags because I'm not keeping either one of those. Okay, so those. All right, some other things I received over the past month and a half. I got a very sweet little handmade Halloween card and a little stitch needle minder from Sarah Green. She is BlueHorseYellowCow, Linda's daughter, and she sometimes pops up in her videos, and she has started stitching recently. So she made me that and sent it to me, which is, all of it is just freaking adorable. Donna Ray sent me a really cute Halloween card with a skein of 310 and a black kitty bookmark. Perfect. I don't use an e-reader. I like to have it in my hand. I can't read my journals online for work. I don't like to read books or articles on my phone or my computer. I like it in my hand. So I'm old school and I love a bookmark. I also received a very sweet card from Daleen. Where'd it go? I just had it. It was one of the cards that she's made where she takes photos of her artwork and then uses it to be the front of the, here it is. So that's one of her pieces that she stitched and then made a card. And she made me this awesome, seriously, if you could see this mess, this pile of stuff. She made this awesome needle minder, no, scissors fob for me. It's all scarlet and gray buttons, and then there's an N. Can you see it? But it's so stinking cute. It's just buttons. It's simple, but I love it. So that was a very sweet scissors fob. And then in one of her videos, she had hanging behind her. It might actually still be hanging. I'm way far behind on Flosstube and haven't watched her last one or two. She had these colored dots down the wall, like a rainbow colored dots. And in one of her videos, I commented, what in the heck are those colored dots in the back? And it actually ended up being felted garland, so little felted balls of garland. And so she sent me a pack of the felted garland, but she told me in the card that I was probably going to have to hang it in my car in order to keep the cats from eating it. And I think she's right. It's still in the package, but I think the car is the only place it's going to be safe. Okay. I feel like I had more stuff to show and that this should be a whole lot longer. And I feel like I'm going to turn the camera off and then I'm going to remember, and I'm just going to have to save it for next time because I can't go back. I guess that's it. I thought I was going to talk to you for a whole lot longer. Or I thought I was going to have some fun stories to tell at the least, but I don't. So, what is happening? The rest of this year is going to be very busy. I'm going home for Thanksgiving this year, which I don't normally do because we go home at Christmas and it's a 5-hour drive and it's just too much to do 2 months in a row. And work and all that. My brother's getting married 3 days after Christmas, so we're doing some Christmas stuff at Thanksgiving. And then the weekend after, my sister and I are taking our mom to the Biltmore in North Carolina. She had a big birthday earlier this year and did not want anything done, except when I suggested the Biltmore at Christmas as her gift, she was all for that. So we are taking her for that for a weekend, and then Christmas, and then the wedding. And then it'll be January, and it'll be time for Stitch Away, which I cannot wait for because I feel like after all of October and what I have coming up, I'm going to need a break. I may just go up there like a week ahead of time and stay before the retreat starts. Okay, that's all I have. If I forget it, I guess I'll just have to make another video sooner. That's what I get for waiting so long. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're having a great November. I have a candle burning, a pumpkin candle, so I'm fully embraced with the season. That's it. See you soon. Bye.